Hey there! Let's make some ice cream with the Dash My Mug ice cream maker. To start, you'll want to place your My Mug cooling bowl in the freezer upright and leave it there for at least 24 hours before you make ice cream. Make sure your freezer is set to 0 degrees Fahrenheit, otherwise the bowl won't be cold enough when it's time to get mixing. While your cooling bowl is freezing, prepare your ice cream mixture. The My Mug ice cream maker can hold up to 1 cup of liquid, so don't make more than 1 cup unless you're saving some for another mix. Then, chill your mixture for at least 2 hours or overnight. Only use chilled ingredients in the My Mug. Remove the mug from the freezer only just prior to making ice cream. The mug is most effective within the first 20 minutes after leaving the freezer. With the motor and stirring paddle attached, place the lid onto the mug and plug it in. Press the power button and the paddle will begin to churn. Now take your ice cream mixture and pour it into the maker through the ingredient chute in the lid. After 15 minutes of churning, it's time to add your mix-ins through the ingredient chute. You'll know when your ice cream is done when it starts to freeze to the walls of the mug. If you want a thicker consistency, put your ice cream back in the freezer to chill again before enjoying. When your ice cream is done churning, press the power button to power off the motor and remove the lid. Now enjoy your ice cream straight out of the mug. All accessories detach and store neatly inside the My Mug. For simple storage, flip the motor upside down into the mug. After that, you're all set. Enjoy your ice cream.
Hey there, I'm Easy Offerman, and I'm here to tell you about the latest wonder in kitchen assistance. It's the Easy Off Jar Opener. This superior circular opener is designed to tear off the tightest lids of any size. Now let's get opening. Even if you have weak hands or arthritis, Easy Off makes it, well, easy. Any size fits tightly within the V slot. Let the opening begin. Watch how quickly jars become ajarred and bottles become uncapped. You can open with your strong hand, your weak hand. Heck, you can even go with the no-look open. And there you have it. As I always say, if a lid's too firm, Easy Off will make it squirm.
The simple spreading knife works on cold butter right out of the fridge. As you can see, the temperature of this butter is around 39 degrees Fahrenheit or 4 degrees Celsius. When using the knife, hold it at an angle and press firmly while going over the butter. The knife will easily glide across the butter and produce the desired effect. Use this technique with any side of the knife to create perfect curls.
Hey everybody, today we're taking a look at this really cool countertop dish drying rack. Let's check it out. So once you get it laid out, this is what it looks like. They have a variety of different sizes available. So up top, it's got a nice smooth surface, yet it has some tack to it. And then underneath, it has some more grip right here. But the great part is that this is just gonna go on the top of your counter, and it has high absorption rate, and we're gonna look at that in just a second, but the water's not gonna bleed through on the bottom side. So in comparison, we do have a bunch of these roll-up dish racks, and these are great when you have them over the sink so that the water can pass through, but sometimes we have like a bigger party, we have a bunch of wine glasses or different glasses lying out, and we need to set them up here on the counter over here, and the water just pools up on top. So this is gonna be the solution to that problem, whether you wanna have it laid out this way or a different way. It really just depends on how big your counters are or how much drying surface area that you're gonna need and want. So you can see how quickly this dish mat absorbs the water when we pour it directly on it. It looks great on the countertop here. It has tons of storage for all of your different glasses, wine glasses, cups, or anything else, so that it makes your drying experience super simple while doing it on the countertop.